Rumors swirled globally. Was he arrested, exiled, silenced? Months later, he reappeared in a pre-recorded video, staying calm, avoiding politics, a very different Jack Ma from before. His message was clear without saying a word. The game had changed, and he had learned the rules. But was this punishment or protection? Depending on who you ask, the answer changes. Some say China crushed innovation to maintain power. Others argue China prevented a financial crisis before it happened. Either way, Ant Group's story became a warning to all tech giants. In finance, no company, no matter how big, is beyond regulation. Today, Ant Group is still operating, but under tighter government oversight. Valuation has dropped by hundreds of billions, and its IPO remains on hold. Jack Ma has stepped back from the spotlight, spending time abroad, mentoring startups quietly rather than challenging authority publicly. His legacy remains legendary, but his fall. In 2020, the world was preparing to witness financial history. Ant Group, the fintech powerhouse behind Alipay, was gearing up for the largest initial public offering ever recorded, valued at a staggering $34 billion. Bigger than Saudi Aramco, bigger than Facebook, bigger than Alibaba itself. Investors across Shanghai, Hong Kong, London, and Wall Street were ready to pour money into what many believed would be the future of global finance. But just days before its grand debut, the IPO was suddenly stopped. No warning, no gradual decline, a full shutdown, ordered directly by China's top financial regulators. The world froze. How could a company as massive as Ant, one backed by Jack Ma himself, be halted at the very last moment? To understand what happened, we have to go back to where it all began. Jack Ma wasn't born into wealth. He failed multiple college exams, got rejected from dozens of jobs, including KFC, and struggled through poverty before founding Alibaba in 1999. But Jack's real legacy wasn't just in e-commerce. It was in revolutionizing money. In 2004, he launched Alipay, a digital payment system designed to help regular citizens buy safely online. In a country where most people didn't even own credit cards, Alipay became more than a wallet. It became a lifeline. Taxi drivers, street vendors, farmers, freelancers, everyone used Alipay. It wasn't long before Ant Group, Alipay's parent company, grew into the world's largest digital finance ecosystem, handling trillions in mobile payments and lending billions through microloans. Millions of small businesses who couldn't get bank loans were suddenly funded by Ant's algorithms. In the eyes of the Chinese people, Jack Ma was a hero, but in the eyes of the state, he was becoming too powerful. Then came October 24th, 2020, the turning point. Jack Ma stood on stage at the Bund Finance Summit in Shanghai, an elite conference attended by China's most powerful financial officials. Instead of giving a polite speech, he criticized China's banking system. He accused regulators of having a pawn shop mentality. He claimed old-fashioned rules were suffocating innovation. He said China needed risk-takers, not gatekeepers. The audience went silent. Jack wasn't just speaking against banks. He was publicly challenging the people who controlled China's financial future. And in China, there's a rule. You can be rich, you can be successful, but thou must never be bigger than the system. Only 10 days later, Jack Ma was summoned to a private meeting with top regulators. No recording, no press, no transcript. Hours after that meeting, Ant Group's IPO was officially suspended. Billions vanished from the markets. Investors were stunned. Global headlines exploded. It was the financial equivalent of a moving train brought to an instant halt. But this wasn't just about one speech. China's regulators saw Ant Group as more than a tech company. They saw it as an unregulated bank, one that was issuing loans without taking the same risks as traditional banks. Ant was connecting borrowers with lenders, collecting profit from interest. But it wasn't holding much of the debt itself. To the government, that looked like a financial time bomb. If Ant's users defaulted, the entire burden would fall on state banks, not on Ant. So regulators demanded structural reform. Ant Group was ordered to transform into a tightly supervised financial holding company, subject to strict capital requirements, just like a traditional bank. In simple terms, Ant would lose its freedom. Jack Ma would lose his control. Shortly afterward, Jack Ma disappeared.